Moore was left without a hospital and an emergency room when the tornado directly hit Moore Medical Center. Staff, patients, and people around the community took shelter there.
Now, Fox 25's Jameson Kiefover spoke to folks who were inside the building that protected hundreds that day.
The facade of the Norman Regional Medical Center is fresh and bright, but pieces of the architecture and the stories inside hold the memories of May 20th.
One never forgets a day like May 20th, 2013.
We were all in this same Moore F5 tornado. However, every single one of us experienced something different, and some of us experienced the worst.
Looking back now, workers like Stephanie Gerke and John Doe say the day felt different, but they had no idea what the day would bring.
Once we get those alerts, that's when it kind of changed. And you just kind of go into that mode.
The physical therapy department was on the front of the building, so John and his team took shelter in the cafeteria. Nurse Stephanie was in the emergency room, another vulnerable space.
When this storm was getting bigger and bigger, our typical safe areas, we were like, I don't think this is going to be safe enough.
Despite their fear and worries, they had to help patients.
It was completely dark because we had no power. But I remember just trying to keep the patients calm. The nurses, we were all kind of sitting on the floor, just kind of huddled together. One of my coworkers was pregnant, so I was really worried about her, and we just had blankets on us.
John was with people from the public. He said just in time, a woman was able to get out of her wheelchair and get down on the floor with everyone else.
By that time, it was hitting. So then I just laid on top of her, and during that time, as you just hear all the noises, the door, the wind started, you start hearing the noises of things hitting the building, and you can see just the wind just blowing down the halls, coming into the room, the cafeteria, and we had some gentlemen that were at the edge, and so they were trying to force their way out to pull it in to close it.
The storm passed, leaving cars destroyed and windows shattered, but everyone inside was safe. The decision to move to safer areas of the building likely saved lives.
In my office, there was a PT Cruiser parked where my desk was.
We all felt fortunate that that building did not just fall on top of us. It stayed, it held enough for us to get out of it.
In the days and weeks after, staff at the hospital stayed, helping the community with pop-up centers. Then temporary clinics opened until 3 years later, Norman Regional Moore was built, with a message of hope woven into the building.
The quote on the wall over there was a banner that was over the visitor's desk in our Moore Medical Center. We wanted to be sure to put it back and help them remember why we come to work each day. It's sacred care that we do.
The structure outside, the flag on the wall, a statue in the lobby, all telling part of the May 20th story. But for some, it took time to tell their own story of that day. For Stephanie, it took about 3 years.
That's when it really hit me that, oh my gosh, I was in one of the biggest tornadoes ever recorded, in a building that was pretty much destroyed, where children died around us. I think I felt really guilty about that too. Why am I here? And we all survived in this building, every single one of us. In fact, we walked out uninjured.
She said the experience has made her more empathetic in life and at her job, where she serves the same people who lived through that experience.
We're just grateful to be a small part of what's come from that devastation on that fateful day. Proud of how the community came together and allowed us to do what we're doing today, and that's rebuild and grow and continue telling the story of more America.
Jameson Kiefover for Fox 25 News.